What's cooking, everybody? It's Door, and in this video I'll be taking you through the full first phase of the 6th expedition in No Man's Sky, the Blighted. We will of course be looking at all the steps you'll need to complete in order to complete the first phase, and I will of course give you some tips and tricks on how to do this as fast and easy as possible. And finally, we will also be looking at all the rewards you'll earn by doing so. And so without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So to start the expedition, you will want to select an empty save slot from the main menu. And then select the Community Expedition tab all the way on the right. And you still have 5 weeks to do so, so you better get it started. So the first thing you really want to do when starting the expedition is of course to go into the menus to make sure that at least PvP is off in your network settings. Of course you could also go through some of the other settings and adjust them to your liking. The second thing I would immediately do is to install a terrain manipulator onto your multi-tool. This will of course require you to farm some dehydrogen to craft dehydrogen jelly and some carbon to craft carbon nanotubes. Also note that the analysis visor is broken down and should also be repaired using 1 carbon nanotube. So of course make sure to harvest some materials in order to do so, and of course in order to ensure your survival. So once you have some dehydrogen and some carbon, of course make sure to craft the dehydrogen jelly and 2 carbon nanotubes. So once you've done so, make sure to install carbon nanotube onto the analysis visor in order to fix it. And of course use the dehydrogen jelly and 2 carbon nanotubes to install the terrain manipulator. Always handy to have. Once there's a storm you could always dig yourself in and hide from the storm underground. So what I like to do next is of course go through the milestones to see what we'll have to do to finish this first phase. So of course we'll need to locate our starship. We need to repair our starship. This is an encrypted milestone, so we'll have to see what we'll need to do in order to unlock it. Complete the clip wings milestone to progress. Okay. We'll need to visit a red star and of course to reach the first rendezvous point. So now that you have fixed your analysis visor, of course you can scan certain creatures and items. But most importantly, we should be able to track down where our starship is. Make sure to tag it and to make your way there. Of course, when you come across items and or oxygen or sodium plants, make sure to harvest them. Also make sure to move some of your technology out of your general slots into your technology slots to free up some inventory space. Of course, make sure that the same types of technology touch each other so you'll have an adjacency bonus. And when you reach your starship, the compass milestone will be completed. And claiming this will reward you with 10 iron batteries, 10 life support gel and a band movement system upgrade. Of course make sure to install the band movement system upgrade immediately. And you will of course want to have it touch your jetpack for some adjacency bonus. So you can get in and out of your starship to create an autosave. Once you get into your starship, you'll receive a message from the Blight. Choose to select the trace the source. Now we'll need to fix the damaged components on our starship. For the lance thruster we'll need some pure ferrite and some dehydrogen jelly. For the pulse engine an hermetic seal and a metal plating. And for the hyperdrive we'll need 63 chromatic metal and 3 microprocessors. Of course if you have enough dehydrogen jelly you can immediately craft this and put it in the launch thruster. Same goes for the metal plating and the hermetic seal. So that's the pulse engine repaired. We'll only need some pure ferrite and some chromatic metal and a microprocessor. So make sure to harvest some carbon and some ferrite dust. So once you have some, go ahead and craft another metal plating. So you're able to craft a portable refiner using 1 metal plating and 30 oxygen. Fill the fuel up with some carbon and put some ferrite dust into it to refine it into pure ferrite. So once it's done, make sure to extract the pure ferrite and then to use it on your launch thruster in order to fully repair it. Apparently fixing the launch thruster was enough to unlock the clip wings milestone. And claiming this will reward you with 3 warp cells, 3 wiring loom and a band launch thruster upgrade. Of course make sure to install the launch thruster upgrade right away and to move some technology into your technology slots. Use your analysis visor and look for a copper deposit. Make sure to tag it and to go there. Once there, use your terrain manipulator to extract the copper. So once you have some copper, make sure to return to your refiner and fill it up to create some chromatic metal. So once the refiner is done, make sure to extract the chromatic metal and to pick up the refiner. Make sure to craft the carbon nanotube in order to craft the microprocessors, and then use the microprocessors and the chromatic metal to fully repair the hyperdrive. So now that you've fully repaired your starship, the liberation milestone has been decrypted, which will require us to rescue an interstellar freighter. Make sure to get into your starship and take off. Fly up into space and make sure to visit the space station. You will always want to reach the space station and get out of your starship in order to be able to revisit this system at any time via teleporter. So make sure to do this in every system you visit. Another good reason to visit every space station is that you can unlock an extra exosuit slot. So once you've done so, you want to get back into your ship and fly out of the space station. Make sure to go into the Expeditions tab and to select the Rendezvous 1 milestone. Make sure to fuel up your hyperdrive with the warp cells and open up the galaxy map. You want to follow the route towards the first rendezvous milestone, first warp being into Rotsuno. And once you've made your first warp, there should be a freighter being under attack by pirates. Make sure to eliminate them all. So once you defeat all the ships, an incoming transmission will take place. The captain of the freighter will invite you to come aboard. So once you do so, make sure to get out of your starship and walk up the stairs towards the captain's quarters. So when you're on the bridge, make sure to talk to the captain. You will be rewarded with the pirate map fragment, which is the first out of 3 you'll need. Of course, you can inspect the freighter and see if you want to accept it or not. We it's a B class, I've just decided to do so. The liberation milestone should be completed, and claiming this milestone will reward you with the freighter recoloring options, a cargo bulkhead, and 3 explosive drones. You can walk up to the upgrade control to immediately use the cargo bulkhead you just received to expand your freighter's inventory. Of course, make sure to move your freighter's technology into the technology slots. As for our new system, of course, make sure to head into your starship and fly towards the space station. Once again, to be able to return here at any time, but also to be able to expand our inventory even further. And from this moment on, you should also be able to summon the anomaly. Make sure to do so, enter it, and go to defenders all the way in the back. Here you are able to pick up yet another slot for your exosuit's inventory. You can do this in every system, so make sure to visit the space station and summon the anomaly in every system you visit. So the game now wants you to visit a red system, which will require you to repair the freighter's warp systems. As you might notice though, you'll need cadmium to be able to repair the amplified warp shielding, which you can get from a red system. So you could either try to get a repair kit on a derelict freighter, or you can head up to a random planet and make sure to earn some nanites. So once you've reached the planet, get out of your starship and of course scan some things. Make sure to go around and scan some things until you can upload some discoveries in order to earn some nanites. You'll need at least 80 of them. So once you have, return to your ship and take off. Summon the anomaly and get aboard of it. Again, walk up to the vendors all the way in the back. At Iteration Hyperion, you can unlock some starship upgrades. Make sure to unlock the Cadmium Drive. Head towards your starship and make sure to install it next to your hyperdrive. This will cost you 3 wiring looms, which you should have received just now, and 250 chromatic metal. So with the Cadmium Drive installed, make sure to exit the anomaly. Open up the galaxy map. Now if you follow the expedition route, there is a red star just right below it. Make sure to enter free mode and to select it. It's called the TISEF Xuflow 7 system. Make sure to warp into it. And once you've done so, the Red Skies milestone should be completed. And claiming this milestone will reward you with 500 nanites, 2 storage augmentation, and a banned Hyperdrive upgrade. Of course, make sure to install the Hyperdrive upgrade right away onto your starship and to have it touch the other Hyperdrive items for some adjacency bonuses. Now this system doesn't have a space station, so there's no need to go there, but you can of course summon the anomaly to get yet another exosuit inventory slot. And of course, now that you're in a red system, you might also want to visit the planet, search for a cadmium deposit. Should you still want to fix the damaged hyperdrive on your freighter, you can of course choose to do so. And then it is always handy to have some cadmium with you. So once you've done so, head back to your starship and take off. Make sure that the Rendezvous 1 milestone is tracked in the Expeditions tab and open up the galaxy map. From here on out, with the added upgrades to your hyperdrive, you should be able to warp into the destination system in one go. It's the Yucatili system. Of course, once again, make sure to head towards the space station and the anomaly before heading towards the approximate location of the first rendezvous point, which is marked on your HUD. So once you've reached the approximate location, make sure to land your starship. Get out of it and open up the target sweep mode on the analysis visor. Home in on the location and make sure to head into that direction. Make sure to check regularly to see if you're still walking into the right direction. When you get close enough to the location, the target sweep will home in on the exact location. And here are the coordinates if you would like to fly there. Of course, once you reach it, the Rendezvous 1 milestone will be completed, and claiming this milestone will reward you with 2000 gold, an exosuit expansion unit, and a standing increase with the GAC. And of course, this completes phase 1 of the expedition, and claiming this reward will reward you with the Sputtering Starship Trail customization plans, which you can of course claim across all your save files. If you want, you can of course install the Sputtering Starship Trail onto your starship. It will cost you 10 ferrite dust. But other than that, that was all for my video on the first phase of the Blighted Expedition in No Man's Sky. I think it was quite an easy phase to complete, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the other phases have in store for us. I do think that this Starship Trail looks amazing and really makes it so that it looks like you're flying a heap of junk. So of course you can claim this across all your save files, so you have still 5 weeks in order to complete this phase in order to do so. But other than that, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to see all the other phases, and I hope to see you in the next video.